Brooklyn Independent Television.
Coming up on Brooklyn Review. I'm Brian Vines at the Barclays Center. In Brooklyn, we've got a new arena.
I'm Marty Markowitz, your Brooklyn Borough President, and welcome to the 7th Annual Brooklyn Book Festival, the largest in the Northeast and the 3rd largest in the USA.
Supersized drinks, big gulp, forget about it. We'll find out Brooklyn's reaction to Mayor Bloomberg's ban on this coming up next on Brooklyn Review.
These stories and more next. Welcome to Brooklyn Review. I'm Brian Vines. Well, you've watched it rise from an underutilized rail yard to a weathered steel behemoth. And now the Barclays Center is opening for business. It's been heralded as a new city center and transit hub, and we're taking you inside and talking to the neighbors. It's a 10-second countdown that's been nearly 10 years in the making.
We are finally here to celebrate the grand opening of the Barclays Center Arena. Okay, and you know what? Here it is. Whoa, we got there. There we got it.
What we've got here is a $1 billion arena at the intersection of Atlantic and Flatbush that will be home to the National Basketball Association's Brooklyn Nets. But on this day, the 18,200 seats of the Barclays Center were empty, but media outlets from around the world packed the building's atrium for a sneak peek. While protesters gathered outside, elected officials and the project's developers took to the podium for a victory lap.
We needed to win 35 judicial decisions, and we did it. Now, this one's not so funny. We needed to survive the worst economic climate in 70 years, and we did it. And we needed to finance an arena when no one thought that was possible, and we did it. And we needed to keep our promise to bring the first sports team to Brooklyn since 1957, and we did it.
In the past, Brooklynites had to leave our borough for world-class entertainment and sports and head over to Manhattan, the Bronx, Queens, Nassau County, Saratoga, Yonkers, Homedale, Newark, or East Rutherford. Hello, not anymore. Bottom line, welcome to a new city center in New York City. There's Midtown Manhattan and Lincoln Center, and now downtown Brooklyn with Barclays Center and the BAM Cultural District. What a clear slam dunk for all of Brooklyn.
And the arena is a clear slam dunk, but it's just one part of a plan that was billed as jobs, housing, and hoops. Projecting 10,000 jobs, at least 2,200 affordable apartments, and 8 acres of open space. And while one critic has likened the completion of the arena before the housing to having dessert before finishing your vegetables, Mayor Bloomberg seems to believe the new arena will be a boon to Brooklyn's bottom line.
It is a project that we expect will generate $400 million in tax revenues for our city over the next 3 decades, and it's one that is going to be a center of entertainment, excitement, and economic growth for Brooklyn for many, many years to come.
Norman Oder is the journalist behind the Atlantic Yards Report, a blog that chronicled and has often been critical of the project. And he's a little dubious of the mayor's math.
I can tell you that the New York City Independent Budget Office, which is a more credible body than the mayor, said that the project would be a net loss for city taxpayers. Maybe that's changed, but that's we need more credible sort of independent analysis. I can also say there was something very telling today when Bruce Ratner got up and he talked about meeting Mayor Bloomberg at the very start. Well, when the project was proposed, before it was announced, and he said, Mayor Bloomberg said, we're going to get this project done no matter what. And that's really what needs to be untangled, which is exactly how far did the city and state go to bat for this project.
What we do know is developer Bruce Bruce Ratner went all the way to Russia to find a partner in the form of Mikhail Prokhorov. The 47-year-old entrepreneur is ranked 58 on Forbes' billionaire list, with a net worth of around $13.2 billion. And he seems to have no buyer's remorse about buying the Nets and moving them to Brooklyn.
But what I see now, it's great. I like its energy. I like that Brooklyn is multinational. It was a center, and it is a center of the United States immigration. It's a lot of Russians here, so I like the place.
Across the street from the arena, another businessman new to Brooklyn is liking his prospects as well.
I've always been in Manhattan, like I said, and things are changing in Manhattan. You know, rents, it's over the top. So we looked at Brooklyn, and it was a great opportunity. The stadium here, the area, there's a lot of traffic. I mean, we did our homework, so to say, you know. And then we decided, okay, then this is a great spot. It's right across the street, you know. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot more things opening up in this area.
I've been in the neighborhood for over 30 years, and I own an event company, and you know, we've seen change come and go, and a lot of companies are trying to come into the neighborhood but are being priced out because it's not, you know, affordable for small businesses to come into. And also the people who are staples in the neighborhood who had ma and pa kind of business is kind of leaving because they can't keep up with the rent. It should be a marriage made between the two. Then I think everyone will be able to have an even balance of surviving here. You know, because it's like you got the big papa here, but the mama needs to be able to feed the children, you know. So with that being said, I hope that, you know, it's a change for the better.
And change was the order of the day at Cake Ambiance.
You're getting a bit of a makeover.
Absolutely, because, I mean, we got to move along. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We got to drag along with prosperity. We drag it along with, you know, because there's going to be so many people here wanting to see how it, and so we have to make it pop.
Tammy from Crown Heights is happy with the project and sees a net gain for the entire borough.
You can see a lot of young people, middle-aged people, working-class people already have on the Brooklyn Nets hats and jerseys, etc. So they're very supportive of it. As you can see, a lot of people came down to see the ribbon cutting and the ceremony. So I think that it's going to be a positive ripple effect, and I think we have more exciting things to come as well.
Gun violence continues to plague New York City, and it doesn't seem to be getting any better. Statistics show that out of the 1,265 shootings in the city this year, over 500 of them were in Brooklyn alone, beating out the other 4 boroughs for the top spot in that category. But despite the grim news, community leaders and activists continue to fight and find a solution to the problem. Melissa Rose Cooper has more.
Delonidas Moren works every day at her Crown Heights bodega in fear.
3 guys coming and they put me with the gun on the head, so they made me feel so nervous. So I don't want to have that again in my life.
She says she feared for her life as the men pointed a gun at her and robbed another bodega she used to own nearby a few years ago. Since then, she's installed security cameras and makes customers buy items through an external window during late hours. Yet she's still afraid.
I don't really feel safe. You know, the areas is not too safe because there's a lot of, drug and thing around. So.
And she's not alone. The NYPD's latest statistics report shows 39% of the city's shootings so far this year were in Brooklyn, and that number is only expected to go up. As a result, the National Bodega Association recently proposed providing city-subsidized bulletproof vests for store clerks. But some say this won't do anything to prevent gun violence.
I don't think so that's work. They need the cop, they be around more time, the two, I don't think so that bulletproof, they don't.
There's different agencies that also feel threatened. So if you do the bodegas, then you got to do the cab drivers. If you do the cab drivers, then you got to do the laundry owners. If you do the laundry owners, you got to do the newspaper stands.
Jeffrey Davis heads Stop Violence Foundation, an organization he founded to promote peace after his brother, City Councilman James E. Davis, was gunned down almost 10 years ago inside City Hall.
We have a museum, the James E. Davis Multicultural Museum of Peace. We have a documentary called Murder at City Hall, Councilman James E. Davis' story. And we also have an art exhibit that we do continuously. We do numerous things to address violence here in New York City and abroad.
And we talk to you because you are the Prince of Peace.
Davis says there are a number of reasons why people turn to using guns, including unemployment and economic hardship.
With unemployment being high, with there not being any after-school programs, with the schools going through different transitions with charter school, private school, everything is chaotic. And they've been talking in bodegas for years, since the 80s. In laundromats and other areas that they feel that there's money available.
He says while a bulletproof vest might make one individual feel more comfortable, it doesn't attack the root of the problem.
We have to have more forums, we have to have more job training programs, we have to have programs that teach them how to actually read and write if they don't know, or assist them along with resumes and make the situation better.
Davis vows to continue the legacy of his brother and hopes that his message of peace will prevent others like De Leonidas from coming face to face with a gun again. For Brooklyn Review, I'm Melissa Rose Cooper.
Hey neighbor, let's make a movie. Ryan O'Hara, a Carroll Gardens filmmaker, urges his neighbors to get involved in the On My Block project that challenges them to create a short documentary using only their block as a location and its residents as cast and crew.
Catching your neighbor on camera might not be the best way to build up a friendship, but Ryan O'Hara, a filmmaker from Carroll Gardens, has proved that filmmaking can bring people closer. For weeks, he and his wife have been knocking on doors, giving out leaflets, convincing residents of their block to be part of a creative project.
We're your neighbors, and we're going to do a little film festival thing where we basically use all of our neighbors as the cast and crew to create a short film together. I wanted to see if you guys might be interested.
Ryan's neighbors get together on weekends or in the evenings after work to moonlight as filmmakers. Some become actors, others directors or sound engineers. Some bring cameras, costumes, or food. Others contribute with ideas. It's a zero-budget movie, but friendship, memories, and a good time come as a reward.
I'm a creative as well. I'm a writer, so it was a part of just coming together with a group of unknown people, and thought it'd be a great idea to work together on something new.
Take 4. They shoot scenes around their lives, their children, pets, or a daily routine, whatever comes to mind. Even such a mundane scene as eating chips while watching TV on a couch might churn out fun.
Action. Interested in any of it, and then just like eating the food.
Troy Farmer, a graphic designer, had never thought he would write a script, but learned that you never know what might wait for you around the corner.
At first we were like, no, we can't do it, we're too busy, but it seemed like we'd just go to a meeting and then maybe not do much else and just do like a little bit of work. But we got reeled in, so we ended up writing the script and directing it. Enjoyed it a lot. We didn't know any of them before, and now we know like 10 people on our block that we had no idea who they were or what they did.
Good news for those lacking confidence. The On My Block project requires no filmmaking skills. Anyone can do it. You can use your iPhone or even a point-and-shoot camera with a video mode. And when the project is done,
there's 2 forms of exhibition. One is online. It goes onto the Vimeo channel once it's submitted to the On My Block site. Once we've approved it, then we put it on the Vimeo channel and it's up for voting. So we encourage people to get as many likes on their video as possible. And those 30 films that have the most amount of likes are then eligible to go into the judging round. And that will be where judges from New York City pick the top 15 films, and the top 15 will be screened at a live event.
Not only Brooklynites can participate, all other boroughs are welcome to join and submit their films by the deadline, October 31st. Ryan says he wants to change the image of New Yorkers as being asocial and brings them all together in front of a camera.
You know, after having lived in 4 neighborhoods within the period of 6 years, you know, I realized that I just didn't know any of my neighbors personally. And it really bummed me out, and I kind of wanted to see if there was anything I could do about it. As a filmmaker, I also realized that when I've worked on film sets, there's this really tight bond that gets formed in a period of, you know, one day sometimes, and these people become friends for life.
And for those who still don't see a point, here is a bonding scene as proof of the successful experiment. For Brooklyn Review, this is Julia Vassi.
Say goodbye to that sugary, supersized drink. Recently, the New York City Board of Health approved Mayor Bloomberg's plan to prohibit the sale of drinks larger than 16 ounces. Now, what do Brooklynites think about this restriction? It's lunchtime, and Fred Brown is downtown getting your reactions.
So is he going to tell me now I can't have one hamburger? I can only have, you know, a chicken sandwich instead of having a hamburger or a cheeseburger? I mean, when is it going to stop?
Yeah, the mayor shouldn't intervene and make his decision because it's not his choice.
It's personal.
It is personal.
Well, the main argument would be you can't prevent people from drinking, you know, large substances of soda if they actually please to. On the flip side, he's not actually preventing people from drinking large amounts of soda. He's just preventing stores or businesses from selling large amounts of soda. So that's completely different. The ban is on the businesses rather than on individual people.
First of all, I would look at the statistics to see if there is any, rhyme or reason to this legislation being passed. So many other things in this world that we can buy, such as tobacco products and things of that nature. Candy, sugar, whatever. You can buy 2 12-ounce bottles of this, so why ban the 16 ounces of it? So I really don't see too much, validity to this legislation.
I feel it's a good decision. It's a lot of obesity out here. I feel if I had the, choice to get a bigger drink, I would, which I know I shouldn't have it, but I feel it was a good choice he made. Hopefully I'll lose some weight, much needed weight, and get my sugar down. And
I personally am 100% for it. I only drink water. I think soda's very unhealthy in such big amounts. I 100% support this ban.
And medicine has proven it, right?
Yeah, there's some large obesity rates out there. It's ridiculous, It's about time someone should do something about it.
The Bronx to Staten Island, from Queens to Long Island, right here in Manhattan, New Yorkers are against this ban. We are here with more than 90,000 members, over 1,300 businesses.
So you know what? Everyone here should have the chance, the freedom to pick what they want to drink and how big they want to drink it.
Mr. Mayor, in my district, I have a significant number of small minority-owned businesses who will be impacted by this policy, and that's why I oppose it.
Personally, I think it's thumbs down. Just because I feel that the government should kind of restrain itself from imposing itself, to people's lives like that.
Where does it end?
Exactly. Where does it end? Who's to say that someone should not, have as much soda as they want and not, live their life as they please? So
not wear plain pants.
Exactly. So sure, you could say it is a bit ridiculous and a bit overreaching, But at the same time, you have to understand that the government, is watching out for the well-being of its citizens, and watching out for the healthcare system and so forth. So there are two sides of the coin. Exactly.
There's definitely not a 7-year itch here for book lovers from all over the Northeast. The 7th annual Brooklyn Book Festival was bigger than ever, and we have some of the highlights.
Brooklyn is the literary epicenter of New York, if not America. You know we're going to have a record crowd here.
We have over 280 authors this year on more than a dozen different stages around Borough Hall Plaza, so we're absolutely thrilled.
And Thelma, when he said dynamite, what did you want to say?
I just looked at him and said, "You fool."
I brought my children here today, my whole family, because my husband and I love books. We love to read, and I want to instill that in my children. And we are very excited about meeting authors, buying books, and participating in the workshops that they have here for children.
It's terrific. I do this every year. I love just like connecting with the people and just, seeing their faces light up. They're doing something right here for little kids, and they come by and get them interested in books at such an early age.
Step on up. Don't be shy. Shout to the rooftop. Shout to the sky.
Why do you like reading, Russ? What do you like about reading books?
Look at any type of book?
Why?
Because you can read books every night.
Get a signed copy of my latest novel, ladies and gentlemen. Do not happen.
We're here having people read selections from their favorite banned books. We're going to upload these videos to YouTube as part of Banned Books Week, which is celebrated from September 30th for that whole week.
It's a very, very interesting time for independent publishing, and I'm not sure what the reason is, but I think that a lot of independent publishing companies are flourishing. The past year and a half have been the most successful year and a half for my publishing company, Akashic Books, which is based here in Brooklyn. But everywhere I turn, I'm finding success stories with independent publishing companies. It's always going to be a struggle for independent companies to make ends meet, but there's something going on where I don't know if the world is starting to recognize that we need the world's support, or if it's just that we're all getting better at what we're doing and publishing better and better books. But whatever it is, it's welcome.
I must tell you, I didn't realize that it would grow to this enormity, and it's nothing yet. The potential is so dramatic. It's only 7 years in. Now I can envision loads of things from this point on.
Every year there's new additions to the festival, and we'll certainly be putting our creative thinking caps on as of tomorrow morning and starting to plan for 2013, because clearly what we're doing has a wonderful audience.
Well, that's going to wrap up this Brooklyn Review. If you missed anything or you just want to see it again, visit us at our home on the web at bricartsmedia.org. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook, iTunes, YouTube. You can even tweet us. So we'll see you next time. Bye now.
Watch this and other Brooklyn Independent Television episodes online at bricartsmedia.org/BIT.